Hey guys, how are we doing today?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
Okay, so last week's episode very effective.
No, it really was. It was a really great Leo episode in terms
Mhm.
of performance, and I really liked the writing. We get politically downer episodes, but every once in a while we get one that's personal.
Hits you right in the gut.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
personal for one of the characters,
Yeah.
beyond policy,
Sure.
and that was this one, and I really really liked it a lot.
I like the episodes that do that.
Mhm.
It really helps flesh out the characters.
Sure.
It shows a lot of humanity for them. Also, Leo often is the center of a lot of tragic episodes.
Leo's been through it. He's really successful. He's
Mhm.
obviously very wealthy.
Yes.
He's had a very successful life. But man, has he
Not without
gone?
his issues.
Yeah, for sure. He has gone through some stuff.
And it was sad.
A lot.
Jeffrey DeMunn being his friend who was embezzling, right? Or was he just
It was a bribe.
bribe?
It was a bribe
That's what it was.
contract. He's probably going to go to jail for it.
For sure, and he's taking the fifth on it, whatever. And I like the use of flashbacks too.
Sure.
We don't often get, if you want to call that an action sequence, we don't often get action sequences in the show,
Sure.
but it was still effective, very well done, and it really was emotionally resonant. Sometimes the flashbacks can be kind of cheesy on TV shows and movies.
Right.
I thought it was really well done.
They do him well. It kind of reminded me of the Christmas episode when Toby's was newborn and his dad,
father, yep.
his father in New
Mhm.
York, who was a gangster.
Yep.
It really really worked as far as like a period jump back.
I agree, and also I
And Jed's youth when they did that, which with
to his father.
Chris Van Landingham and his dad, great episode.
Yeah.
That was part of Two Cathedrals in One.
Father stuff too, because even CJ had her dad too.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. But yeah, I don't know. This season it's not all over the place in terms of narrative, but at the same time, it seems like each week we're kind of dealing with a different issue.
Sure.
Whereas in the last few seasons we've had a continuous storyline.
Right.
That's part of the fun in season 5. It's like, where are we going with this? You know what I mean?
And I think they're trying to find their footing a little bit
For
when
sure.
when you have someone new that's in charge of doing most of the writing.
Sure.
I mean, Aaron Sorkin was such a huge part of this show,
Yeah.
more so I think than showrunners and writers are
Mhm.
on other shows, because he was kind of like the grand visionary
Yeah.
for the show. So it takes him a while, and we've had a lot of commenters say that season 5 isn't their favorite, but when we get back towards the end of season 5 and into season 6,
Yeah.
they really feel like everything's right back at home. Now, I haven't hated this season,
No, not at all.
but there are times when it's like, okay, this doesn't feel like an Aaron Sorkin
And it makes sense too.
episode or
because
moment.
we
Yeah,
were dealing with the election on
Sure.
the Sorkin run, then we were dealing with Zoe's kidnapping.
Mhm.
So I like that we're kind of moving away from that, and we are getting these kind of maybe not one-off episodes, but like episodes that are about different issues. I like that a lot.
well, some of my favorite episodes have been this season too.
Yeah, me too.
The shutdown episode.
Shutdown episode.
I
The one
absolutely
before
loved
last,
it.
Two episodes ago. I like that one a lot.
Which one was that one? I'm sorry.
Um,
It all runs together after a while.
It was the we got real close to nuclear war there.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So there really are some highlights this season still for sure. I'm not gonna lie, I really miss Rob Lowe on this show though. I mean his absence is
presence
definitely felt.
Is missed for sure.
Absolutely. All right, we'll go and jump into it, guys. I do want to go and thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us today. And I'd like to give a special thank you to Actuarial Lurker, Balas Foldes, Chris, Jeff, Christy Goverston, NJ, Surya Gundavarapu, Weird Magic, Torgir Lingstad, and Emily. Thank you so much, guys. We're really happy you're here with us.
Yes, we are. And if you're watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you might hit the like button for us, please leave us a comment down below and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or currently watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every single show, including The West Wing, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we are on YouTube. So if you watch the YouTube edits and want to continue, you can do it there on our Patreon page. You will have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You're only going to see and hear us for copyright purposes. We're also watching 30 Rock, the Patreon exclusive. Yeah.
AP is reporting a presidential commission recommends a 50% increase in cigarette taxes. What?
He's definitely going to ask me about that. Give me more.
Teenage man.
Horace Hoynes writing a book? Wow.
Hey, Toby, I got to go.
No, wait.
Oh, this is definitely going to come up.
Matt Drudge's
Here we go.
website, and I'm reading.
The Sunday Times Magazine is going to run an in-depth profile of former Vice President John Hoynes.
Was the president trying to orchestrate another cover-up here, CJ?
Look, I can't respond to every crazy website.
Did the president tell Hoynes not to resign?
We
Yeah,
really
I'd
can't
say.
comment on that.
That's your answer. Your answer is no comment.
I mean, that's not fair. She literally she had no idea.
Yeah. I just said, this is the first time hearing of it.
Where are we doing this meeting?
The Roosevelt room is booked, and I'm sorry, but 15 AFL-CIO union reps aren't going to be too comfortable in here.
Hey, Toby.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, thanks for making the time to see us.
Oh, no problem, Shelley. Hey.
I was in The Fugitive. Right
Yeah,
here,
yeah. He was the guard, right?
It was one of the cops.
What does Drudge say wrote the Hoynes article for the Times?
Greg Brock.
The guy they just pulled in from the Paris Bureau? Great, he doesn't know me a thing.
Want me to get him on the phone?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
why don't you give me a call and we'll, you know exactly why I'm calling. Get back to me fast, will you?
Yeah,
There you go.
good.
Are you sure you want to handle this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we let the base closing commission decide on which ones to close.
We're not letting them decide.
President wants you in the NEC meeting.
Well,
maybe-
check with Margaret about the Muro room.
The vice president hasn't.
For what?
He's the vice president, Toby. I don't have to justify his using a room.
Looks like he's off
Yeah.
and running.
It looks like Hoynes is, too.
We don't know that.
No, not exactly. Not yet.
Because reviewing a cost-benefit analysis for every military base in the country is as mind-numbing as a Radiohead concert.
this?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, ho, why is Radiohead catching strays?
I like radio.
Yeah.
Disastrous thing you could ever get involved with.
But why close any bases when we've got to train troops to fight terrorists around the world?
Because
It's
terrorists aren't
changed.
very well trained for deep snow combat like the Soviets were. So
Yeah,
maybe
it's
we
just the
don't
world
need that
changed,
base
yeah.
in upstate New York anymore.
What's Hoynes up to?
Dunno.
Come on, Josh. You work for him in the Senate. You know him better than anyone.
Yeah, well, turns out there's at least one side of John Hoynes I didn't know.
Is Hoynes going to be a candidate for president at in the last season?
I doubt it. It seems like he's trying. I mean,
It's a big swing.
yeah.
The president would like to urge you not to close bases in any state with more than one electoral vote.
No problem. Leo McGarry just ordered me into his office, and as much as I want to try to save your jobs, I have to try to save mine first, if I'm going to be any use to you at all.
That's
They
fair.
say
Yeah.
jump, you say hell high. You
Yeah.
have to go.
I don't tell the chief of staff what to do.
Yeah.
That in this day and age, he could get through something like that.
And you'd help him get
They
through
did say
it?
that. Yeah.
I guess.
Guessing's not good enough, Leo. Did you say you'd help him get through it?
Yeah.
Gotta be sure, word for word sure about what all three of you said and what you didn't say. I can control this story, Leo. I can get us through this, but only if you tell me everything I need to know.
I agree. Yeah.
We're already in a trade war with China. That's why we got to make bras our first line of defense.
Chinese bras are killing us.
They are?
They're flooding Walmart with cheap bras. To we can activate the textile and apparel import safeguards, we got you guys to put in a deal admitting China to the WTO, starting with bras.
Apparel import safeguards.
We're talking tariffs here because those don't work.
Back and forth, back and forth.
And they work. They just make the Chinese stuff more expensive to American buyers.
It's all expensive.
If this article is his first step on the road to political rehab, what does he do next? Start putting his staff together. I better make some calls.
I don't know if I'd be rooting for him. I mean, you know.
I wouldn't.
Greg Brock is here.
Yeah. Saw
You have
some
a
stand
favorite
behind her.
parking garage for this sort of thing?
Come on in, Greg.
You can get advance copies of the Sunday Times Magazine Thursday.
Everyone can get it on Thursday.
Rena said Toby's stuck in some Chinese bra thing and can't.
Do the Chinese even need bras?
Oh,
What?
Josh.
Who wrote that?
That's what I'm saying.
God.
Judge has better sources than you do, like maybe Hoynes' publisher.
Publisher.
Well,
Hoynes is
he's
writing a book.
Wish I could help you out, CJ.
Oh, crap.
But that's just my policy.
What's the other thing I'm looking for?
He left it for on purpose. He left it. It's a CB.
And using the apparel import safeguard against bras could kill a deal on cars?
Exactly.
Yes.
Better talk to the auto workers on this.
Hi, could you get me Congressman Christopher Finn,
Oh,
please?
he's calling the guy directly. This might
Ryan
actually blow
Pierce,
up.
I'm with the base closing commission.
Josh is gonna get a call. Or whatever he says.
Hopefully he can come in clutch here.
Right?
Ryan hasn't let us down yet.
He has not.
Did you tell him he shouldn't have used White House phones?
No. I said, didn't you know the White House keeps records of phone calls?
And Mr. President, did you say we've got to start attacking her tonight, right now?
No. Then he's definitely running.
He's going to make the book the final word on the scandal, hold his wife's hand on Oprah, and catch the next flight to Iowa.
No, give it to me. I'll fire a warning shot.
You can't do that in the briefing room. It'll make it too big a story. Whoa, up at.
I won't do it in the briefing.
CJ gonna go. Is she gonna talk to Hoynes? She's not gonna do it in the briefing room.
Talk to Greg, maybe.
You can't close this base. Thanks, Josh.
Josh, we didn't.
I just thought we should bring the
Can I
Congressman
see you
down.
for 1 second?
Yeah, he's in trouble here.
Oh, man.
Okay, that's it. You're fired.
That's good. Okay, wave your finger in my face. Look like you're gonna hit me. Finn's gonna be grateful to you for the rest of his life for saving his base. You're gonna
That's
get credit
true.
for what the commission was gonna do anyway. Do you want me to look like I'm crying? I can do that. I can look like I'm crying.
What do you think about trying an experimental voucher program for D.C. schools?
I wish they would have had one when I was in school.
Your Honor, I'm going to need your help putting out some fires within the party on this one.
You got it.
They brought Charlie into that.
Yeah, I do too. That was great.
Really nice.
Hey, CJ, great to see
I didn't think we were
you.
ever going to
Mr.
see him
Vice
again.
President,
Oh, come on with that title. I think we're back to John now, don't you?
if you're going to continue to try to rehabilitate yourself by throwing mud and lies at the president,
CJ, you can stop. I get it. I'm going to call it Full Disclosure. What do you think? Good title?
what are you going to do in the campaign when the stories start coming out?
Those stories?
No, the other women.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
Because the way you came on to me, way too smooth, way too practiced.
CJ, that was 10 years ago. I'm sorry.
When you run for president, if you try to destroy them, if you try to say they're all bimbos and liars, then I'll be standing right there with them, and I'll be ready to take anything you or your people throw at me.
Does that mean they had an affair, or that he just came on to
I
her?
think he just. I think he
I
just
don't
came on
know.
to her. I don't think she's implying they did anything.
There is no night of my life I regret more than that one. I knew he was married.
Yeah. Dang.
I knew it. I'm sorry.
Don't have to apologize to me.
I don't have anyone else I can apologize to.
Interesting revelation. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but you know, I like that this paints people.
But she made a mistake.
Made a mistake. You know,
Yeah,
it's not.
I'm not being
I
overly critical. Of
I don't dislike her at all.
Ben, hi, it's CJ.
What you find out? Okay.
That was a really good episode.
No,
though.
it was.
Fantastic episode. And what I mean by, like, I don't know how I feel about that. I just mean in terms of, like, decisions for the characters that obviously are made post-Sorkin.
I liked it, actually.
Like it?
Yeah. One of the things about the show is because it is such an idealized show, everybody gets treated as though they're perfect all the time.
Yes, that's
all of them.
That's why I feel complicated about it, because I like that decision to make them not, you know, Boy Scouts. They're not
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're real people.
I like the fact that CJ's allowed to have a human mistake in her life,
And, for sure,
because she hasn't been able to before. Just like none of the other characters on the show. The only person who's been able to have human mistakes on the show has been Leo, and we really had to go through him a lot with it on that.
Yeah, and I will commend the writers for taking risks with these characters too.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They take somebody else's characters and they're iconic at this point, right?
Oh,
The
absolutely,
first 4 seasons of the show are huge, and she's already won, you know, Emmys galore. And so to put that spin on her character, it's bold. It is really bold, you know. And like I said, I don't feel a certain way either way about it. You know, I'm still just processing that. Obviously, it happens. I'm not condemning this character at all. I'm not criticizing the writing. I'm just saying, you know, it's interesting turn. You know,
yeah.
Hoynes too. It's like, you know, we knew he had the affair, but we didn't know the extent of it.
Right.
Apparently, he is a dog. Now, after seeing that, really doubt that he's going to run.
I don't know. I feel like they've kind of telegraphed there that if he does run, and I think he wants to.
I think he wants to, but I don't know if he is.
I don't think that conversation keeps him running. She just said you can't, you know, dog on women.
Sure.
What I think is if he does start to run, and if CJ's right, and if other women start coming forward, a lot of other women start coming forward, then why run? Because you're not going to survive, 20 women coming forward saying, yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, you got lucky that you only got caught the once, but if there's like a big backlog of things you shouldn't have done, then you're just asking to get destroyed publicly.
And look,
that happens.
Bob's not the most capable vice president, but I mean, you know, I think that Bob has a better chance than Hoynes does.
That's probably true.
Because the stack of allegations. Yeah, I mean,
I guess it all depends on if you're going to go with the idea that people can get past it or if they can't. I mean, obviously, people can in the world we live in. We have presidential candidates now, today, who have a very, very public, undeniable list of transgressions.
For sure.
Very undeniable list of very big transgressions.
In 2024, maybe it's not as
right.
big of a deal.
But you're right. This was 20 years before that. So it just really depends on where they're going to go with it.
President back then. For that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. We've got, I mean, you know, Stormy Daniels, man. I mean, come on. But that doesn't mean necessarily that on the show, it's gonna be a thing that they're gonna let slide. I just think that in the world of the show that we've set up, in the time period in which the show was written and aired, if CJ's right, and if a dozen women or whatever come forward and be like, "Let me tell you about my time with this guy while he was married," how do you survive that during in the world of this show with all of that? There's a character on Parks and Rec who was a councilman. I can't remember his name.
It's not Jeremy Jam, is it?
No. It was the one that Leslie Rand was running to take his place. Deckhart. Councilman Deckhart.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the bit, was he had these affairs that kept coming up all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was like at a press conference admitting to having one on his way to the press conference, to his apology press
That's
conference.
right. I forgot all about that.
And Leslie's like, how is this guy still a congressman? And people were like, because everyone knows it, everyone expects it. The bar is so low for him that he doesn't have to worry about clearing it. It's just who he is, and people know who he is. It's almost comforting to know he's that big of a dog. Maybe you can take that angle a little bit with Hoynes as well, because now that this is out, right? It's been out for a while, and he's going to have the book. Now that familiar women come forward, everyone's going to be like, well, yeah, JFK had these stories forever, right? So I don't know. Maybe he still can run.
Maybe. I just hate that he's all flat out lying.
Oh no, he's terrible for sure.
You know what I mean?
He's not a good guy. He's obviously very dishonest.
And we said he was basically a decent person whenever he left. We were like, all right, he's not a Boy Scout, but at least he can recognize the situation. Now he's a villain.
No, you're right. We can definitely see some ugly sides of him we haven't been shown before. You're definitely right about that.
So
I guess we'll see. I think it'd be kind of fun because as the process plays out, if this plays out like a real presidential campaign in season 6 or 7, whenever they're really going to start doing it, it's going to be several people that are running for the Democratic and the Republican nomination because the incumbent's out. So there should be many candidates we see that get pared down to the 2.
And I don't think it's going to be Bob or Hoynes. I don't think it is anyways. I mean,
I don't know. You have
2 seasons to go.
You have 2 really good actors, though.
They're fantastic actors. There's nothing against the actors at all. But I don't know.
Gary Cole is a powerhouse.
Fantastic performer.
It could well be that Gary Cole is a nominee.
Maybe he gets a real arc there in the show.
Sure. And also we still have 2 seasons where they can pick somebody else, right?
For sure.
We may have an episode where, I don't know, Brad Pitt shows up and he's going to be the candidate.
Brad Pitt shows up in the West Wing. It'd be pretty
right.
awesome.
But I say we do have Tim Matheson and Gary Cole. Like, you have 2 really good actors. Why wouldn't they be around?
Use your actors,
Yeah, but God, there's a million other people that obviously can step in.
That's what's so exciting about this is it's not telegraphed at all. And like I said, each week with the season, we're not
looking
forward to what's going to happen next.
Honestly, we're more than halfway through season 5. We're not terribly far away on this show from getting into who's going to be running next.
Seriously.
We can't be, right?
I bet they started in season 6.
It has to be, right? Yeah. We have to start, because we've had little conversations about it, but it should really. We had one here, right? Yeah. Hoynes is going to start running
for sure,
but I think you're going to start seeing some names kind of pop forward, some faces kind of pop forward as this happens.
Yeah.
Do you think it's any other regular character on the show? Do you see
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know who it would be.
They surprise you, because obviously we had John Goodman show up.
Right.
They can get people.
He's a Republican. I don't think he personally would run. I don't think. But you're saying someone that caliber's an actor.
That's what I'm saying, because they can get an actor.
They can get anybody.
Goodman, so I don't know, because also if you do, because we had James Brolin.
Yeah, with James Brolin in the last,
but he was only in 2 episodes.
Yeah, he wasn't in much.
So if they're gonna focus on a campaign, you're gonna want actors.
It's gonna be someone who's gonna be around. Yeah, season 7 is gonna focus as much on the campaign as probably on the or at least largely 25% at least, right?
Yeah,
on the campaign as much as on the day-to-day of the West Wing.
My prediction is maybe you're right. Maybe it's both. Maybe we get one actor who's already on the show and established, and then we get
a new actor to come in, because at some point there shall be 2 that are running against each other. We're going to have an election, and it's really going to focus on those actors a lot. And I think it's going to be a bigger deal than the re-election was of Bartlett.
Yeah,
because it's Bartlett's going to be reelected.
Of course.
Well, now it's we have 2 guys or women. It doesn't. We could have.
There's more to that process,
right?
You can see.
Yeah, there's a lot more to the process, and with no incumbent, it's a totally different story.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
It's intriguing to think about. It really is.
Yeah. All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.